had always been drawn to those who shone a little brighter than the rest, so when he met Lily at a party, her energy was infectious. She was the life of the party, telling stories with wild hand gestures and a laugh that made everyone else join in. They clicked instantly. What started as casual dates soon turned into late-night talks about their dreams, plans, and pasts. For a while, it was perfect. But James began to notice cracks in the facade. Lily had a fierce need for control. It started with small things, like deciding where they would eat or what movies they would watch. James didn't mind at first. After all, everyone had their quirks, right? One night, James mentioned wanting to hang out with some old friends from college. Lily's face darkened. "Why do you need to see them?" she asked, her voice tinged with an edge he hadn't heard before. "Aren't I enough?" James brushed it off, attributing it to insecurity, and reassured her. But over the next few weeks, Lily's behavior grew more erratic. She'd show up unannounced at his work, claiming she just missed him. She'd send him dozens of texts, wondering why he hadn't responded to her last message in under a minute. It wasn't love anymore, it was obsession. One day, after ignoring a particularly demanding text, James found his apartment trashed. Books were strewn across the floor, his laptop was shattered, and there, in the middle of the chaos, was a framed photo of him and Lily from their happier days, the glass broken, and Lily's face scratched out. James' heart pounded as he tried to make sense of the scene. Suddenly, his phone buzzed. A text from Lily: "You don't know what you're doing, James. But you'll see. You'll see." He broke things off the next day, hoping to put distance between them. Lily didn't take it well. Her once sweet messages turned into angry rants, then tearful pleas, and finally, ominous silence. For a while, things seemed to calm down. James blocked Lily's number, changed his locks, and tried to move on. A few weeks passed, and he started seeing someone new. Her name was Emma, and she was everything Lily wasn't: calm, understanding, and genuinely kind. James began to feel like his old self again. Then the gifts started showing up. Anonymous flowers left on his doorstep, bizarre trinkets on his car windshield, and strange, unsettling notes slipped under his door. "Did you really think you could replace me? I'm always watching. We are unfinished." James's nights became restless. Every shadow seemed like Lily lurking, every sound an echo of her unhinged laughter. He'd spot her out of the corner of his eye, just for a second, only to turn and find nothing. Emma tried to comfort him, but James was unraveling. One evening, James returned home to find Emma waiting on his doorstep, tears in her eyes. "Someone sent me this," she whispered, handing him a small package. Inside was a shattered photo of James and Emma, accompanied by a note: "You can't hide her from me." James knew it was time to confront Lily once and for all. He drove to her apartment, heart racing, and knocked on her door. No answer. He tried again. Nothing. Frustrated and scared, he kicked the door open. The apartment was dark, the air thick with a musty smell. As his eyes adjusted, James saw them: hundreds of photos covering the walls, all of him, taken at different times, some from a distance, others shockingly close. James asleep in his bed, James walking to his car, James laughing with Emma. In the center of the room was a makeshift shrine, candles flickering around a framed picture of Lily and James, still intact, but with Emma's face scratched out. Suddenly, a noise behind him made James spin around. There stood Lily, her eyes wide, her face twisted into a manic grin. "I told you we're unfinished," she whispered. "You and me, we're forever, James." James backed away, his heart pounding. "Lily, this has to stop. You need help." Her expression shifted, confusion clouding her eyes. "Help? No, James. I'm your help. I'm your savior. No one will ever love you like I do." He ran out of the apartment, hearing her laughter echo behind him, a sound that would haunt him for years to come. James moved to another city soon after, always looking over his shoulder, always waiting for the day Lily would find him again. Because deep down, James knew she was right. They were unfinished, and some stories never truly end.